Hi guys, I wanted to talk quickly about how you're going to access your information for the Cricut Lab. Especially for those of you who are online only, we talked today in class about the Cricut Behavior Lab, and one of your assignments tonight to get ready for Friday in class is to search for an article that relates to Cricut behavior. And in particular, we're going to be trying to find you guys are going to be designing with your group an experiment that tests for different aspects of the Cricket's behavior. So a couple of the resources that you have at your disposal to start preparing for Friday, because Friday is going to be your main day to start to design the experiment. And we won't have all of class to do that because we are still going to take a quiz. But you're going to start working with your group to design, and then on the upcoming week after that, on Tuesday and on Thursday, or sorry, Wednesday and on Friday, because we have Monday off with the holiday, we're going to be actually doing the experiment. So first and foremost, the Cricut Behavior Lab individual article submission. You need to, each of you guys needs to find at least one article that is going to research this idea of Cricut behavior. So to better understand what that actually looks like, I would suggest opening up this PowerPoint. And this is going to give you a little bit of a better background on crickets and how animal behavior and animal behavior studies can be done. So in order to actually start thinking about this in a deeper way, it helps to know a little bit about the physical makeup of crickets. Males generally are going to be smaller than females. The adults can have wings. These are all things that maybe will come into play with keeping your experiment standardized. Because obviously if you use only males for an experiment, only females for an experiment, or a mix of both, those can all adjust things. They do have, also they have two antennae, and generally they use their wings or legs to make sound. This is just a little bit about their ecology. So their life cycle is about 2 to 3 months, and in general, they tend to live in vegetation. Now, this is the really interesting part of this, where you're going to get a chance to dive into how you want to test for cricket behavior. So each of these different sensory aspects of a cricket can be used as kind of a branch off point. They have compound eyes. Pretty much what that means is you and I have simple eyes. We have one lens, and that's adjusted into one opening that all goes to our retina and our optic nerve. Well, with compound eyes, there's many different images that they get. And so if you've ever seen the eye of a fly or a bee, those are also compound eyes. And so they get this very broad picture of their surroundings, but it's a repetitive image of that. So they also have antennae, all right? And like I said, they have two antennae, and those are generally located, well, they are located on their head. They have cercus, or cerci is the plural, and those are appendages for sensing on their abdomen. And you'll see those poking off the back. They can sense vibrations through their appendages. So big thing to consider when we're doing the whatever experiment you end up choosing to do. They do have a tympanum. That tympanum is found on the eardrum is found on their front legs. The males can chirp, obviously. They also can taste and smell through this chemosensory mechanism. So virtually they are similar to humans in the fact that they smell and taste are both related in terms of how they sense their environment. And they also obviously can use legs and in some cases wings to avoid predators, to find food, and to find mates. So just a quick look, this is approximately what we're going to be using. You have your antenna up front and the cerci on the back. Same thing. The compound eyes right here, guys. I'll try and find a picture to show you in class. A little bit more about their anatomy. And this is all available, so I'm just going to go through it quickly. All available on the Canvas page. Tympanum, this is on their front legs. Once again, it picks up sounds and vibrations. Oh yes, so here's what the compound eye looks like. And they also, the females, you'll notice, have an ovipositor, which is for helping to lay eggs. And this is just a little bit about their natural history. So a quick run through of that. Next, so that's a little bit about their life history and a little bit about their, most importantly, about their sensory organs. When you're trying to come up with some, or finding some useful resources to be able to use on Friday, it's really important to use good sources to start out. So don't just do a Google search for crickets and cricket behavior. Actually do a Google Scholar search. And even if you don't necessarily find something that's particularly related to crickets, you could find something that maybe relates to other insects or things like that. But you need to find a resource that's going to be able to help you. Okay, so Google Scholar, I already have it open. And you need to find at least one primary article, one research article that discusses this. And you should be able to write a brief summary about it to bring into class with you so that you can, in other words, don't come in with it having not read it. You should come into class knowing roughly what it says. Bring a brief summary so you can talk to your partners with that. If you come in without having read it, you're going to end up running out of time and not be able to complete the lab. So make sure that you are prepared. And you'll also need to submit that here. So your little summary that you have come in with. So you'll submit a link to your article. Even if you can't find the entire article, a lot of the websites should have a full PDF. But if you can't find the entire article, you can always come talk to me, or I can help you find ways to find it. But you should at least submit the link to the article and also your summary of it to this assignment. So that'll be your credit for this, saying that you did the prep work for that. The second part that we're going to start working on, and those of you guys who are in class with me today already received this. Those of you guys who are at home, there's a copy of it right here. The Cricket Behavior Lab Planning Sheet. If you click on this, this is something that you guys are going to be working on with your group on Friday, but it's a good thing to look through right now just to get familiar with. Virtually all it is going to be a summary of your hypotheses, group members. You're going to work on finding one hypothesis to test as a group, talk about your variables, and also look at your controls and anything else that will help you to design this full experiment. And you're going to eventually end up creating a shared Google Doc and tables with your data and anything else that you'll need for that. All right, and then finally, last piece that you need is where is it here? The last thing that you're going to need is this is a PDF that describes a little bit more. Oh wait, sorry, this is just the presentation. Again, sorry about that. Okay, so that's a rough summary of the Animal Behavior Crickets Lab. We'll talk more about it, like I said, on Friday, but make sure that you find the article for that and are prepared to discuss with your partners. The partners are posted on the activity for the first assignment where you're actually trying to find an article. All right, thanks.